welcome back to Wolf Dog Empire. So right now, I just finished the Contest of Elements Purple, and so in a couple months, we're gonna have the next color, which is probably gonna be yellow. And so, I kind of want to make a video talking about how I plan my Contest of Elements yellow. So you kind of want to grab your elemental defensive down and then your defensive downs and then start setting them up like that. And then you can throw in a healer. So Rock, Costume Rock, he doesn't do any direct damage. So I put him at one spot. And then I'll put my elemental, if I have any, elemental defensive down as in my 2 spot. And then I'll throw a healer in number 3. And then I'll throw in a couple hitters to take advantage of my defensive down and elemental defensive down. And sometimes you have taunt, things like that. But for the most part, I start with these 3 right here. And I'll show you the teams that I have set up with the heroes that I have in my roster. Leonidas is awesome. I do have a second costume Leonidas, but I haven't leveled him up. And realistically, I won't be able to level up the second one in 2 months. Maybe, but I think I have other needs. Oh, you know what it is? I don't have the materials to bring up a 5-star all the way up. And so I'm thinking maybe I won't do a second costume Leonidas, but I'm thinking either doing a second costume Leonidas or a second Zhang Fei or a Kara in Taunt. I do have 2 costume Poseidons and like 5 Junes, 2x. I have 1 2x costume June and like 4 other base June, so I can bring them all up as 2x costume Junes. But I don't have the material, so I can't do all that. So I may do a second Leonidas, or I may do a second Zhang Fei, or I might do my first Kara. So that's where I'm at right now. And right now I don't have mats for any of them. So I only have 3. I have crates for the food. That's not a problem. I just need 3 more of these, and I'm gonna get 1 more, make it 4 from the Shiloh Desert that I'm gonna do later on tonight. But that's still in 2 months. I may be able to get, I'll be able to get 2 in 2 months. But like I said earlier, I may want to just do a Zhang Fei or a Kara. I might do a Kara instead of a second costume Leonidas. But anyways, while I think about that, and obviously the people who are high level, they won't have problems finishing the Contest of Elements yellow. So this is more towards the people who are probably like mid-low level. Like you have the heroes, you have 25 yellows, but you kind of want, maybe you can't pass all 10, maybe you can only pass 8 or 9, and this will kind of help you set up if you want to pass 10 next time. This will probably give you the best chance of setting that up. So defensive down, elemental defensive down, healer, and a couple hitters. That's most of my teams are like that. Although I do want to bring up, I do have 1 Wukong and I do have 1 Bertolf, and I do want to bring up a Taunt Kara. That's what I'm thinking. But for the most part, that's what I do. All right. So my number 1 team for stages 9 through 10, I have I normally put the elemental defensive down first and then defensive down. But my costume Rock defensive down doesn't do any direct damage. So I put him first, Custom Rock first, to lay down that large defensive down. It's also a larger defensive down, so it's a good thing to put first also. So Custom Rock. So Costume Rock with that large defensive down. Costume Leonidas with a elemental defensive down that stacks. We do have a healer, Wang Juanji. I don't think I can pass stage 9 and 10 without a healer. And I don't have Vivica all the way up, ascended. And with Wang Juanji, I'm thinking I can use the materials instead of for Vivica, give them to a Kara, my first Kara, or my second Zhang Fei, or my second Costume Leonidas. So I'm thinking I'm probably gonna go with not bringing up Vivica and just using Wang Juanji with that boosted healing. And then I have one of my best yellow hitters in Kullervo. And then I do have Wukong. So this would be my number one team for stages 9 through 10. And for stages 7 through 8, I have a second copy of Costume Rock. I was very lucky to have gotten 2. And then I did finish Penulite. My second best healer in yellow is Gullimbursty, that is leveled up, is Gullimbursty. I do have several more Wang Juanjis, but the only ones maxed out. I do have a Vivica, but she's still not ascended to 4. She's still like at 320 or something like that. And I do have my first copy of Zhang Fei here maxed out. And then I do have Bertolf for that increased attack. So I think this makes a really good second team. The weakness here is probably the healer Gullimbursty, but I think if I can just if you bring some mana battle items, you can probably just mana Gullimbursty up if you're starting to maybe some of your heroes are starting to die a little bit or starting to get weak, then you can just force mana Gullimbursty up and then set them off to give some boosted health. So I'm sure he's not the best healer out there. He's only a 4-star. I just don't have Director Zuri and things like and other heroes like that. So I'm going with Gullimbursty, and I'll just mana him up if I have to try to keep the heroes alive. So I think this will be a really good team with Costume Rock, Penulite, and Zhang Fei, and maybe even some Bertolf. I think it's a good team. I think it'll be good enough for 7 through 8. For stages 5 through 6, this is where I've kind of started using up a lot of my better heroes. So I'm going with Elemental defensive down with Guardian Jackal, and I'm out of the good defensive downs. But I think I might be okay here. I got missed. I'll try to bring Kara up to 370 at least. But I might actually ascend her all the way up once I get the materials. And actually, it'll take me a couple months to get the materials unless I get lucky. And then my healer here is 3-star Raketre. She's a really good healer for a 3-star compared to Contest of Elements and Raids and War. I don't use her in Raids or War, but I think for stages 5 and 6, she may be good enough. She's also a boosted healer, and so I'll just bring those mana battle items with me, and I'll just force mana her up when I need to. I might even just do that at the very beginning, just mana her up real quick, boosted health out there, and then continue with the fight, and then just to try to give me a better chance to stay alive. And then Waddles, he's a really good 4-star with that shifting mindless attack. So I think even though this team is not the best team out there, with a 3-star healer, a elemental defensive down that only hits 1, but I think that I'm going to be okay because this is stages 5 and 6. They're not the toughest out there, and I'll probably just use battle items just to keep me alive. I forget how many I finished the first contest of elements yellow. So I think I'll be okay with this team here. And for stages 3 and 4, I have another elemental defensive down, Guardian Jackal. I do have a 4-star Chow. I do have a maxed out Wolfgang. He fell to the bottom there because I have I consider him more of a healer. He hits a little bit and he revives, but he just does a little bit of everything and not very good, not very well on any of them. I don't use Wolfgang anymore, which is a shame because this is the Wolf channel here. But I mean, I guess I've been lucky that I've gotten Zhang Fei, I've gotten Kullervo, I've gotten Penulite, 2 costume rocks for defensive down. I got Custom Leonidas. I have another one that I can bring up later on. But for contest of elements and contest of elements only, I do have I have a few Celidanas. I had 6, but I exchanged some in the Soul Exchange. But I think I have like 3 or 4 left. I think it's 3 left now. I let some go for Penulite too, so I think I'm down to 3. But for contest of elements, especially on these lower stages, Celidana works amazingly well. So I'm gonna put a Celidana here. I think she's like at 210 or something like that. I'm not looking to level her up anymore. I'm just gonna keep her around for contest of elements. And then I have June. He's stuck at 370. I have better until I start bringing up my 2x Junes. I guess this is a 2x June, but he's only the base June is leveled up to 370, and so I'm gonna use him here at these low stages of 3 and 4. He's I don't see us sending him for a while there. I have like 4 or 5 heroes that I'd rather level up right now, but that stage is 3 and 4. Yeah, so stages 1 and 2, which is the easiest one, I just put in. You can pass this even with unleveled 5 stars. You can even pass this with 5 stars that are at 1-1. But you probably need at least 1 healer if that's the case. But here is where I'll put 2 Celidanas at the flank. And these are not leveled up Celidanas. I mean, if one of them is like at 110, I think the other one for sure is at 1-1. Celidana, I only use them for contest of elements. So I do want to keep as many as I have now, which I think is 3 or 4. I think it's 3. Just for contest of elements. Even unleveled up Celidanas, the first 4 stages, she does fine. Just level her up. Just mana her up right at the beginning. She'll boost health like crazy. And then just shoot away. And then if you need help, mana pot again. But stages 1 and 2 are really easy, so I don't really see an issue. Then I have Sally, Poppy, and Kavasir. This one is a custom version, but I may just use the base version for stages 1 and 2. But so that's how I have it set up. And let me know if you have any questions. And the reason why I'm putting this one out so early is because if you have all these great heroes already, then you're probably gonna pass all the stages anyhow. But this video is geared more for the people who can only pass like 7, 8, or 9 of these and then want to get up to 10. But you have to plan this out. You can't just start Contest of Elements yellow and then just start picking heroes and think you're gonna pass it. It's not that easy if you're at that level where you can only pass 7 through 9 of these. It's easier to plan this out and then see if you have another defensive down that is not leveled up. Once you write this out, you'll be able to see that you're missing more defensive downs, or an elemental defensive down like Costum Leonidas. Maybe you have Costum Leonidas, but you haven't brought him up yet. This will remind you, bring Costum Leonidas up. Or maybe you have Kara up, or Kara that needs to be brought up. This kind of reminds you of who you need to bring up. Maybe you only have 2 yellow healers and you want to bring up 2 more. Do you have a Lady Woolerton, 3-star Reketre, Gullenbursty? Who do you have that you need to bring up? Wang Juanji is great. Maybe you have a DeAndre or 2. So this here you want to have for the top 4 teams. So you kind of want to have a healer. So you got Wang Juanji here, got Gullenbursty here, and have Reketre here. So these top 3 teams, they're gonna try to pass the top 6 stages. Those you're gonna need a healer. This one here, I have a healer and then a boosted Wolfgang, but I mean, Celadon is not leveled up much, but she still plays a role here. I think she'll do fine here. But so I think writing these out now, even though the next contest of elements, the yellow one, may not be for a couple more months, writing it out right now will let you know what you're missing. It'll let you know, and you'll be able to see, once you have some experience, you'll be able to see, can this team pass level stages 5 and 6? And after a while, when you have an experience, you'll be able to see you could, but you may have to mana up Reketre to force her to go off at the beginning, maybe at the beginning of the battle, just to boost the health. That way you have less chance of getting sniped. Sometimes the 3 enemies will just all snipe the same one, and then you just lost the hero right off the bat. So I would definitely, if you have a weak healer, set off the weak healer up right off the beginning, especially if they're boosted, and that'll help you out big time. And if you don't have any boosted healing, then you might want to bring one up. Wang Juanji, 4-star boosted healing, Reketre boosted healing. Gullenbursty is really good too. So just kind of, I think putting this list together will help you out. If you got any questions, you got any comments, please put them in the comments and I will get back to you, or somebody in the that watches the videos in the chat will kind of get back to you, kind of give you guys advice if you have any questions. And then also, if you're a top player and you have some advice that maybe I left out, please put in the comments. It'll help somebody out. I do have a lot of people who watch this channel who may not have passed the contest of elements, so I think it'll help them out. So if you have any advice, throw it in the comments, and thank you for helping out. I will see you next time here at Wolf Dog Empire.